Hi, hello to everybody in the listening world. This is your girl Cass and your boy Eddie. I know it's been a couple weeks, but we are back in the building and we are so excited to talk to y'all again. First, we want to say thank y'all so much for supporting the show. I found out this morning that we have been included in Spotify Wrapped, and we were some of y'all's top podcasts, and that's really, really beautiful. And I appreciate y'all really like rocking with us so hard that Spotify is starting to take notice. So that's
It
really
feels
cool.
good.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Also, a couple of housekeeping things. I know this week I said I would have an interview on, but my friend Kelly, yes, girl, I'm still mad at you. She just had a couple of things come up with work, and so she's just been super busy. So we are still going to tell the story. I still want to get her story out there because it is really an incredible story. So we're going to do that. I just have to work on her schedule, okay? Because I'm not paying her to do this. She's doing this because she wants to. So,
Out the
yeah.
kindness of her heart.
I know she's such a good lady.
Amen.
Um, the holidays are coming up. If you're in the Charlotte area, I'm gonna need y'all to hit up my best friend. My best friend Alina. She is a baker. She studied at Johnson and Wales University. She's been a pastry chef for over 10 years. So if you want to impress your man, impress your cousin, and impress your family, then you might need to order a cake from her. I'll put her Instagram at also in the show notes, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. It's Spoonful of Sugar. It is spoonful underscore of dot sugar. And she has her price list up there, or if you need the price list, we can go ahead and post it on the True Crime and Other Shit page. Other than that, like,
Oh, I
subscribe.
do got. I about to say I do got one
What's
more
up?
shout out to give. Shout out to Indigo Coffee. If you're in the Charlotte area, check out Indigo Coffee and check out Sugar and Sip. I've been running a coat drive
Mm.
for the past, I about to say, month or so, and we're gonna run it all the way through January 2nd. You can go out there, bring in a donation, and then get a free cup of coffee. Tell them Eddie sent you.
That's dope. That's dope. Definitely go check that out. It's getting cold out here, and people definitely need coats. So go ahead and yeah, let's get that popping. Lastly, like I was said before we get started, like, subscribe, leave us reviews and things like that. We love it. We love posting them. We love all the love that y'all are showing us for real. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this week's case. This week is the Kenneka Jenkins case. I don't know if y'all remember that. This was a case out of 2017. The Kenneka Jenkins case never truly sat right with me, and I think it's mainly because of all the conspiracy theories that were floating around it. What about you, Eddie? I brought it up to
Um,
you kind of last minute, so
Yeah, but I do remember this because like this was during the era of like high school. Everybody in high school was
yeah.
trying to get like a hotel party, so it just kind of went along with
What
that
was
theme and
that?
everything.
What was that era?
What? You
Out
don't
here
remember that? Like,
upsetting them people.
people like whenever you wanted to do something for your birthday, everybody would go to like the like a luxury hotel and you invite all your friends and they come through. That's why this case was actually and this was actually stopped my brother. I'm gonna tell you a little story. So my brother was also trying to get a hotel because he was trying to do like a little hotel party. And my parents were like, "Oh, CJ, like we just need you to monitor it, this, that, and the third." First of all, I know how hotel parties get. My parents were ignorant. They didn't
Okay.
know how I got. They thinking like, "Oh, it's probably just like two, three friends. They're gonna come over, have a good little time."
Never two,
I
three
know what
friends.
goes on at a hotel party. So then this case came out and it kind of like busted his plans. So yeah, we're gonna get into
Good.
it.
Good. I hate that this had to happen, but I'm so glad that your brother decided not to do this because your parents were going to end up having to pay a lot of money.
Uh,
And they were going to be
it
very
won't his
mad.
decision. My parents heard about the case and said, "Oh, this is what goes on." Dead.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. Let's get ahead and get this started. So this took place in Rosemont, Illinois. So this is kind of close to Chicago, but a little bit further away. So this all went down on September 8th, 2017. Kanika, did I say, what did I say, 2017?
You
2018?
said 2017.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure. I'm running on fumes, y'all. Y'all got to be patient with me.
Work with us. Work with us.
So what?
I said work with us. Work with us now.
Oh, I thought you said
I
something
mean,
smart.
you know me. I
I know you're
usually
gonna
do.
get
I ain't
into
gonna
your
say it this time.
smartness with. Okay. Anyways, Kenneka Jenkins left her home on September 8th, 2017, around 11 p.m. So she told her mama, Teresa, she said that, me and my homegirls were going to go to the bowling alley. They were celebrating her getting a new job at the local retirement home. So our mama was like, okay, cool. Like, just let me know when you get there, whatever, whatever. It's going to, it was supposed to be a really good night. However, Kenneka did not go to the bowling alley. Kenneka ended up at the Crown Plaza Hotel in room 927 with her homegirls. But before they got to the party, they had to go pick up some provisions, so they made a few stops along the way. They first went to go pick up some Hennessy. No, Eddie.
I mean, we do not
No.
encourage underage drinking. However, good choice.
No. Terrible choice. There are so many better choices that she could have made than Hennessy, because Hennessy tastes like boiled
We're
pennies.
talking about
I said what I
2017.
said.
We're talking about 2017. Anyway,
It
stay
doesn't
stay
matter.
focused. Stay focused, man.
You still
Stay
drink
focused.
it today, Eddie. That's the problem.
I'm about to go get me a shot right after we finish. What are you talking about? Continue though. Shout out to Hennessy.
We do take sponsorships though, Hennessy.
Hey man.
Oh God. So they went to go pick up some Hennessy, some weed, and a couple of energy drinks and a Bluetooth speaker. And then they went over to the party. Party is in full swing when they got there. But her last text that she ever sent was at 1:30 a.m. and she sent it to her sister. I don't think her sister ever texted back though. I think her sister must have been asleep or whatever. So the party ended up getting like out of control. There were over 30 people at their party. There were multiple noise complaints. Multiple police officers have been called and things like that. And exactly. And then during this time is when we see that infamous Facebook Live video that her friend had. She had on the mirrored sunglasses and she was holding her phone and people were telling her how pretty she looked. It was her birthday, whatever. And people start claiming that they can hear Kenneka in the back screaming for help or saying that they sold her friend to a couple of guys for $200 and they sexually assaulted her and then threw her in the freezer. Me personally, I don't believe that, but we are going to go get into conspiracy theories a little bit later. Right now, we just want to list out the facts. So the reason I don't believe that, though, before I continue, is because she was seen in the back of multiple people's Instagram lives, Snapchat stories after that video was posted. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I don't believe that, because multiple people have seen her. And also, like, the security cameras see her after
And
that video was posted. That was posted early in the night.
and that was my problem with this case. This case had a lot of hearsay, just like a he say, she say, not really a lot of facts. And that also will go into like the police investigation too, that the mom also talked about on the interview. So we're just gonna run through like the facts of what happened in the timeline, and then we'll kind of go back and debunk some of the different things that we're hearing, and then some of the different things that are factuals and what kind of leads up to everything.
Right. So let's see. So it starts getting later into the evening, and her friends decide that the party is getting kind of whack. So they decide, we're going to go ahead and leave. So whenever they decide to leave the room, Kenneka and them were all at the elevator. They're pushing the elevator to go down to the lobby. And then Kenneka remembers, shit, I don't have my phone. So she decides to go back. When she goes back, she tries to get her phone. But I think that the liquor might have kicked in at that point because you see her on the security camera and she looks very confused. And she tries to go back to the room. She can't quite find it. I think she ends up on the 11th floor. And then she ends up hitting the LL button on the elevator. And I think that she thought, just judging by the video and watching her do all this, it looks like when she pressed the the LL button, it looks like she was trying to go to the lobby, but LL takes you to the lower lobby where staff goes.
Correct.
So I think that she might have just gotten, a little drunk and,
Confused.
push, push, push. And just decided to push it and go down there. So she gets off the elevator, and then you see her looking very confused, like, this isn't the lobby, you know? She kind of
Hmm.
gets off the elevator. You see her look left, right, left, and then she goes right. And she goes like down the corridor, and then you see her kind of stumbling. She's hitting the wall a little bit. You see her stumble forward, back. She is clearly very intoxicated. And they said that she was not seen using any other drugs or anything like that. And you'll see why later, why I don't think that it was necessarily just the alcohol. I think it was a contraindication with her medication that she was using at that time. And I'll explain a little bit more about that medication later. Either way, she decides that she's gonna keep walking around and try and find her way. You see her go into the kitchen where the freezer is, and then she comes back out. She goes down another hallway, comes back, goes back in the kitchen. So she was going in the kitchen. She came out the kitchen, went down the corridor, came back into the kitchen, and then this is kind of where it all went down. So there was like a freezer
Hmm.
in the back of the kitchen, and the freezer was already plugged in. The hotel said that there was supposed to be a restaurant opening nearby, and they
Yeah.
wanted to use that space to hold their food. So they went ahead and plugged it up and got it cold while they were waiting for that food delivery. It happens all the time. I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
Either way, Kanika opens it and she goes in, and the door falls behind her because those freezer doors, those industrial freezers, they close immediately behind you because sometimes you have your hands full and you can't exactly like close it, so it closes automatically. But also, the thing that I do know, and I remember talking with Alina about this a while ago because she's a baker, so she works in
Yeah.
industrial freezers all the time. She's like, there's always a safety latch in there. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? She's like, I've been caught in the freezer a bazillion times. Like, and it's easy to just pop, get out. It's not anything serious. So she was confused as to why she couldn't do that, which I just found out that in the freezer, there wasn't a light inside. And she didn't have her phone for a flashlight. And she was drunk. So she was probably stumbling around trying to figure out what to do. Because imagine being just in a black cold box.
So that's what I was about to say. There's a lot that goes into that too, because when the mom does the interview, she talks a little bit about like because the mom works in the cafeteria, so
Mm,
she already knows about like the double freezers and like yeah, it might close on you, but you can open it. This, that, and the third.
right.
And we gotta remember, this is a mom who's grieving, who's just now. So she's like, no, no, like what I'm saying. At the end of the day, this is a grieving mother. So there's like, you don't want to be like you want to think of everything that's like, nah, this could have changed at some point, somehow, some way. Um, I think the biggest thing is that she was drunk. She's 19, she's drunk, and what the mom goes on to say is when she looked at it, she was like, "Oh, the release hatch is like glow in the dark or something like that, or it's white, so she should have been
Mm.
able to see it. She should have been able, but she's
She's
drunk.
drunk.
She's 19,
She's
she's
still
drunk,
drunk.
and not only was she drunk, she also had drugs in her system too. So it's like, and I'm not talking about just like weed. She had like medicated drugs in there too, prescription
That's what I
drugs.
was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so it's like you mix prescription drugs with alcohol, which you already know it tells you on their label you shouldn't be doing it, and that's not to victim shame or anything like that. That's just saying
But
the
but
consequences are
also
going to
people do
consequence.
it.
You feel,
Yeah, like
the
people are
consequences are
gonna
going to
do it. I
consequence.
know. I mean, how many times have you taken a medication and they say don't drink on it, but you still go get your Hennessy? Not to call you out, because I do it too. I
I'm gonna
do it
do it.
all the
You
time.
feel me?
Like,
Especially I'm a college
I'm on
kid.
medication right
You
now.
think
I'm not
you
supposed to drink
invincible?
on.
I about to say when you a
Oh,
college kid, you think you invincible. So you like are in that college area range of like, oh yeah, 18 to like 22. You think I can do
mhm.
whatever. Like it ain't really gonna hurt me for real. So you're really doing whatever. And truthfully, I feel like she just got in there and she passed out. Like her, have you ever tried to focus? Like really focus when you drunk?
Yes, it's exhausting.
As soon as you unfocus, you're done. You pass out.
You're done.
You're
It's
done.
like you take all of your energy to focus, and then the moment you stop, it's like
Ugh.
you're just like, I'm done. I gotta go lay down. I need to take a nap. I just can't. I can't do it.
And unfortunately,
So
I
that's what
feel like that's what.
happened.
Yeah,
That is what happened. It's like your body is almost like, I just have to shut down right now because
yeah,
I'm working too hard. And then you're also cold, and like shivering burns calories and things like that. So it's just like there's so many things that are just working against this poor girl right now.
yeah,
So, unfortunately, she got locked in there, and then that was kind of it. So the reason I don't really blame her friends too much is because you see her friends at 3:50 a.m. on the camera, and they are looking around. They're
they
like,
going door to door, so they doing what they can.
yeah, they're like, where is she? You see them shrugging their shoulders, you see them doing the hand motions. They're like, yo, like, where is sis? Like, she was just here. Like, what do you mean? They go on all the floors, things like that. They go down to the lobby, and they go and they to the front desk, and they say, yo, have you seen this girl? Which the guy, you see him do like a sweeping motion with his hands, like she went down that way. So they start following that way, but of course they're not going to go down to the lower level because that's for employees and staff. They're more sober than she is, so they're like, why would she even be down there? Because that's for
Yeah,
staff. Or they're probably thinking somebody would see her down there and be like,
and
this,
bring it up.
you're not supposed to be here. You need to go back upstairs.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
they. Mhm.
I'm about to say, I'll let you tell what you got because right here is where I kind of got some information about what
No,
I
go
had
ahead.
found out. So from here is where it's like, all right, cool. The sister kind of kicks in. The sister and the mom kind of kicks in at this point because I guess at some point they reach out to the sister. The sister shows up at the hotel, and
Hmm.
they kind of go on a search for her. And
Hmm.
at this point, they tell the hotel staff like, "Hey, look, let's review the cameras. Let's go ahead and like, we gotta see where she went to because we gotta know if she went outside. We don't know if she went outside. Somebody grabbed her because in reality, people are crummy people, dog. So it's easy. Somebody could have grabbed her and been like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna take her inside this room and then like throw her back out," type deal. Um, like anything could have happened. So they wanted to get a missing reports, but of course, like we always talk about, they don't want to do it unless it's 24 hours. The hotel security was like, no, you need a missing persons report to be able to look at the surveillance cameras, XYZ. We're sending them on a wild goose chase. So now they running down to the police station, not Chicago police department. It's another police department. I forgot what's the city called.
Rosemont.
Rosemont Police Department. They go down there and they talk to the Rosemont Police Department for a little bit, explain the situation, and Rosemont literally they kind of wrote it down, but they weren't
Matter of
sending
fact,
anybody out.
I have the 911 call if you want to hear it.
Let's hear it. Why not?
Hold on, let me share my screen really quick.
Share your screen.
Can you see this?
Yep.
Plaza
Can
at
you hear it?
O'Hare
Yep.
Airport.
Yep.
And I was calling because my daughter came to a party here last night, a gathering with her friends, and now her friends they said that they left her on the front of the hotel and she's not able to be found now. She's 19 years old.
And you said that and you said the Crown Plaza at O'Hare Airport.
Yes, yes, and they said that when her friends was asking earlier today, like about 4 o'clock in the morning, because they run the video cameras, they said that they didn't have no cameras. But now I came and it was a lady. She said that she heard music, and she asked me that I want to go upstairs, and we went upstairs on the 11th floor, and there was someone came to the room, and she said that she did see my daughter there with a group of girls and a couple of guys, but That's all she just saw because she was busy trying to get reception on her phone.
All right, well then, you know what? Are you sure you don't mean the Crown Plaza in Rosemont?
Yes, the Crown. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. The Crown Plaza in Rosemont. That's exactly where it's at. I'm
Okay,
so
and
sorry.
no, it's okay. And have you spoke? And you said you spoke with the
Front desk. I'm sitting outside right in front of the hotel in their parking lot right now.
and they were saying that they haven't seen your daughter since she left, or?
No, it's a different set. It's a different a new. I'm sorry. It's a new shift, and they said that they haven't seen it. Well, of course they wouldn't have seen it, because this is like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I just seen that she was here because I just found the ticket where they entered this hotel. It was at 1:36 p.m. Well, hold on, this is not her ticket because this was on the 6th. My daughter wasn't here on the 6th.
Okay, and you know what, real quick, I'm just gonna see if maybe I'm gonna see if maybe she was here at all. What's your daughter's name?
Her name is Kenneka Jenkins.
All right, and could you spell her?
The room wasn't registering her name. She came with some friends here.
No, and yeah, I just want to verify. I'm about to say I actually just came in myself. Probably been on shift for about 45 minutes, so I just want to make sure that maybe she didn't get arrested and sent on her. You know what I mean? I just want to double check everything. But
okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. But it doesn't look like we had any run-ins with her last night at all. Do you think it's possible maybe she went to one of her friends' houses, or she's probably?
No, actually, because she had my car. She was driving my car. I don't like nobody to drive my car because my insurance will not pay for nobody, no one besides her. And her friends kept calling my phone. I told them to stay out here. They stayed out here they called me like about 3-something in the morning. I was laying in bed. I just had breast surgery. I fought deep breast cancer. So I'm, sedated off medication early. And they telling me she out here. So once I rejuvenated, strengthened up myself enough to get up and drive out here to look for her, once they brought me my car, I came right out here. And I came to the hotel and I showed them a picture of her and I asked them if they see it. And it was a lady in the lobby. And she heard me asking at the front desk and she said it was music. She did hear music. She called the one downstairs to report the room and come to find out it was the people next door. And when we knocked on the door, that person said that she did see my daughter downstairs it was like 4 of them, and it was 4 of them. And she said my daughter, she was with 3 of her friends, but her 3 friends said, which then these kids won't tell the truth. They said they went upstairs to get her cell phone, and when they went to get her cell phone, she was standing in the lobby, in the front lobby, and then when they came back down, she wasn't there anymore.
No, I completely understand.
East of Jarva entryway.
The one issue we have, and it's not necessarily that it's an issue, but she is an adult. She is 19 years old, and I mean, as of right now,
she's 19 years old. That's my daughter. She's 19. Her name Kenneka Jenkins, Kenneka.
No, yes. No, I remember that. You told me that she was 19. But what I'm saying is that she, again, she's only been gone for a couple hours. She's, I don't know, maybe she's, she could be somewhere with one of her friends or something, because, I mean, it is only a couple hours since you hadn't seen her, correct? Or since her friends supposedly hadn't seen her?
Correct. Let's say about 3 to 4 hours now, they said. They told me. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning when they called me.
Yeah. Well, I guess the one. Are you looking to file a missing persons report then, or are you just? Or would you? I'm sorry. Go on ahead.
I'm so sorry, Sarah. I just want to know: is it possible that maybe they can look at the cameras and see? It's because they send the police out here and ask them to look at the cameras and see if they've seen her on their cameras around that time.
I was about to say, even if I did send an officer, it would take a little bit in order for us to get the camera footage and for us to pass it on to the detectives division.
Okay. Okay. So what would you suggest?
Well, again, the only thing I would suggest maybe just give her a couple hours. She could have went somewhere with one of her other friends. I mean, and who knows what her friends are saying is true. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's you. You could tell, not to be saying. You could tell it don't sound right. I'm a parent. I've been young before, and it's not sounding right. It don't sound right. Period. That's why I came out here myself, because and then it sounded like they had been drinking. Honestly.
Yeah.
And I asked them, did she drink? And they said she had only 1 cup. But okay, my daughter ain't the type that normally, she can't even take liquor. Her liquor level is just like mine. We can't take liquor. We cannot take liquor. We take a sip of liquor, we drunk. Honestly.
No, I completely understand.
And I'm like, 1 cup is too much for her, And why? And I like I asked them, and then they end up with her cell phone. I pay her cell phone bill every month to make sure my daughter has a phone. How did and she love her phone? I don't understand why would she leave her cell phone with you all and just go disappear? And she know I just had surgery. She know my predicament.
No, yeah. Well then, so that in that case, what I would recommend, just go home, relax a little bit, give it some time. Of all we know, she very well could still be in the room. She could just be passed.
And I'm gonna stop him right there before he finished pissing me off, because you mean to tell me that you are telling this mother who has breast cancer, whose daughter is missing, just go home and relax. It's only been a couple of hours. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, and I've told y'all a million times before, you can file a missing persons report at any time. If this person is not where they're supposed to be and you can't find them anywhere else, they are missing. And it doesn't matter if they're a minor or an adult. You can file it. They just have to be willing to do it. If they don't want to do it, I want to speak to somebody else.
And this is my problem with the police, that I feel that has to change. And this like whole call for police reform, the one thing that needs to change is the constant we're only asking you to come and look at the surveillance tape, because this could have changed.
That is it.
That is it. I could see if it's like, all right, cool, like, you know what, blah, blah, blah.
Off
You
the whole
have a
city.
police in the area. Just have them stop by and go ahead. Like, if we're telling you that, hey, look, they're not going to let me see the tape and I have a missing person, at least send somebody who can. And that's not going to take a whole hour out your day. That's just going to take 20. And that tells us at least a place that we can go, oh, you know what? Maybe they did leave with a person. Oh, maybe, you know what I'm saying? They did leave the hotel. All these things can ease somebody's mind, or it can save a life. In this case, it could have saved her life.
It could have saved a life.
It could have saved her life. In all honesty, her mom. This call was made probably what? She went missing around 2-3 o'clock in the morning. She called at I think she said this was around like 1 o'clock. So between those
No, wait. This is at. So we see Kenneka last on camera at 3:50. At 5:50, they were like, her mama was pulling up and doing all of it. And not even at 5:50. At 5:05 is when her mama pulled up. And shortly after that, they decide to call the police. She was only in there an hour, but they're telling her, oh no, she's just, relax.
Our friends having a great time, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. That's great. Ease parents' minds. That's my thing. Ease parents' minds. I think. So this is where the whole interview goes with the mom, where she says like she tried to go ahead and they were telling her it's gonna be hours before they can come out, XYZ. She goes back in to catch back up with you guys. Like from there on, she goes back into the hotel. No, she goes to the police station to kind of file the report. The problem is she has to give a signature. She's already back at the hotel. This is what prompts the police to come out and to look at the tape because they need a signature. If she didn't do that, they wouldn't have came out. In all honesty,
Right.
Go ahead.
So after this, a couple of days go by before Kenneka is discovered because homeboy was like, relax, she'll show up. She's probably in a room knocked out somewhere. So this all went down on September 9th, and she wasn't discovered until the 10th. So on September 10th, they finally decide that Kenneka is missing. And the police go in and they start sweeping the whole area, stuff like that. Staff is starting to look around. There's a young man who he goes and he's walking through the kitchen and he's looking. And then he decides just randomly just to open the fridge. And he kind of jumps back. The door closes and he immediately go gets a police officer.
Yeah.
And whenever he go gets the police officer, they come back and, he's like, is this who we're looking for? And the police officer confirms, yes, it's who they're looking for. And then they go and get Teresa and they bring her to a room to tell her that her daughter is no longer living. And of course, she has a terrible visceral reaction to that. She runs out of the room, things like that. She's very upset. And then she has to go in there and identify her daughter's body.
They wouldn't even let her see her.
I think they got her on the stretcher, but they didn't let her see her face.
Yeah, the mom asked, could she see her daughter while she was in the freezer? And then the captain, or was it the captain? I think it was either the investigator or the captain, one of the two. I might get it mixed up. I do apologize. But either the captain or was at first, he was like, oh, okay, yeah, you can come in and identify. But then the investigator was like, no, wait, no, that's not our procedure. We can't do that yet. XYZ. From there, they pretty much halted her, and they treated her like she was a suspect. They treated the mom like she was a suspect. She said they didn't treat me as if I'm a grieving mother. They treated me like I'm about to come in and mess stuff up. I just need to see if this is my child.
Yeah. Which she could have seen her in the fridge, in the freezer. I know that they usually like to do body identifications in the morgue, but for that reason, and especially for the way it happened, it was probably very important for her mother to see her, in the freezer. But you're right, they did kind of treat her like that, and I don't even know why they would do something like that. And I know that you said that there was something that her mom said on, the Breakfast Club, because I'm about ready to jump into conspiracy theories, because that's kind of where everything left off.
Yeah, did you see the pictures?
Which one?
Her actually in
Of
the
her
freezer.
Yeah, I saw that. What did she have? The Wolf Grays, the Jordans.
Yeah. Yep.
And one was off, and it looks like she was kind of in fetal position, like she was trying to warm herself. It was very, very sad.
Shawty,
And
I
I
mean,
saw her hair had gotten curly because water had been dropping on her head, condensation. It
yeah,
was really tough to see.
it was. The thing was, cause she was going to freeze, cause she didn't even have a shirt. The thing, her top was a crop top jeans jacket, and then she really
And a
had I
bra,
think
right?
a bra for real.
It was like a white
So
bra.
it was like
Yeah.
a white bra. That's what she was wearing, and then it was just regular jeans. So in those conditions, how long is too long, And I think that, and then she had the shoe off. I think she tried to once she realized oh snap, I'm in here. She probably took the shoe off and tried to bang against the door and try to make noise, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Nobody's down there. So
exactly.
nobody heard her, which is really sad. But
Correct.
again, I think that we've heard all the conspiracy theories that go into this. People were saying that the mom had something to do with it, or that her friends sold her to some guys for $200 and things like that. But I don't think that they would do that if they're running around the hotel freaking out and also calling her mama and being
Hmm.
like, "Have you seen your child?" You know what I'm saying?
We can't
Like,
find
I
them.
don't think that people, they weren't hiding. They were in plain sight. They were trying to fix the problem. And I know that maybe her mom might have said some things about those girls, but also, again, like we said earlier, she is a grieving mother. But I think the girls did the best they can. Like me, I have a rule with my girls is if you go, we all go. If you go pee, guess who's going to go pee too? All
Oh
six of us.
yeah.
If you forget your phone back in the hotel room, all of us are going to. We do not leave each other. I am very serious about the buddy system. You can ask my girls. I take the buddy system probably a little too seriously. I might walk into the bathroom stall with you and be like, "All right." Like go ahead and
Ain't
go.
no privacy
Because
with you. There's no privacy at all,
there's
huh?
no privacy. When you're out with me and we've all been drinking, I'm going to make sure I have my eye on you at any given time. And I always make sure I'm head counting, especially if there's more than like three of us. I'm head counting like all the time. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
And
I'd be
and
like ha
and
ha ha ha. One,
the
two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I'm always aware.
the thing that we have to remember is we're not talking about they're not like grown people that just lost
Yeah,
their
this
mind.
is
These
something
are
I learned over
kids.
time.
These
Yeah.
are kids. Like they thinking like, oh, like first of all, that's our ride home probably. They all rode together. She was the driver. Let's be
Hmm.
real.
Hmm.
Secondly, they probably weren't supposed to be drinking. They're all under nine. They're all under 21. They're all under 21.
Right,
Okay,
all of them.
so
Nobody was of
and
age.
at this point, I think did the party get shut down? Like pretty much cops came shut down, or they just left. Regardless, you don't want to have to make the phone call to say,
I
"Oh
think they
yeah,
left.
I know we've been drinking, but at 3 o'clock, I'm not. I don't want to have to call nobody parents. Still to this day, like, oh yeah, you might have to come get us because we're disorderly right now. Like, you feel me? Like,
We're
no, nobody
disorderly.
wants to have to do that.
Yeah, but also like this is where I, and especially in my age, because I've seen people get into sticky situations like this over the years because they're afraid to call their mom or they're afraid to tell somebody that, hey, I'm underage and I've been drinking. I have a rule with my younger cousins: call me. Okay. My phone goes on bypass for them after they call twice. If they call me back to back, it's going to ring out loud.
Yeah,
I will answer if I need to come get you. I don't care how drunk you are. I don't give a damn where you are. I'm going to come and get you. Or if you want me to, I can send you money for an Uber if you don't have it.
exactly. Regardless,
Those are just the
we're gonna figure out the situation to get you up out of
You're
there.
going to get home and you're going to be safe. And I'm probably going to cuss you out later, but it's not going to happen that night.
Yeah. But right now, I'm about to say with this situation right here, it was just kids don't want to get caught.
They
Like
don't
they
want to get
didn't
in
think it was
trouble.
going to be this extreme. They thought like, oh, either A, she done walked off and we gotta find her, or B, she started talking to some dude. At the worst, she started talking to some dude. They
Hmm.
didn't think she was in the freezer dying. So
Yeah.
it's like everybody in the situation is well, I wouldn't say like the kids and the police in the situation. Everybody trying to they think they're not thinking on like how the mom thinking. Mom's always gonna think worst case scenario. My child is literally dying, and unfortunately, this was the case. But like for usually, no, they just not. They're not thinking over the top. They thinking like bare minimum. Like shucks, they don't walked off. That's it. It is what it is.
And then after she was found, her mama posted that video to Facebook saying that Kenneka was found dead, and people kind of had an issue with the way that she said it, which was a little callous, but I think that she was just trying to cope with it. You know what I'm saying? Because she says like, "My baby dead, y'all. My baby dead. Yeah, like thank y'all for y'all thoughts and prayers, but she is dead. Yeah, thank you. Peace." You know, she kind of says it like that, and people were like, I don't like the way she said that. Why was she so callous? I think that it's still not real to her at that time. You know,
You
she's
gotta
probably
remember,
like
she's exhausted. She just went through breast cancer treatment, which
breast
at the
cancer
time
surgery.
nobody probably knew about all that. But like still,
Hmm.
she's exhausted. She just been up all night since 3 o'clock in the morning trying to find her daughter. She finally found her in the worst way possible. She's still tired from going through treatment. She exhausted, bruh. That's all it is. She just exhausted.
She's an exhausted, scared, and in shock parent. That's all that is. I don't blame her for saying it the way that she did. Like, she's not media trained. She is simply just a mom, you know? And
It's
we all
hard.
know our mamas ain't media trained out here for nothing. So y'all need to give her some grace on that. Also, I don't know if you heard about this Jedediah Brown guy, Jedediah.
Is
So
that
he
one of the dang boy? Is that one of the activists? I think that's what they called them. Like,
Yes. Yes.
go
The
ahead. Go ahead.
boy, what a
Go ahead.
piece of shit. Jedediah, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to come to the front of the congregation because why you have a whole GoFundMe and then whenever you acting like you're about to pay for this girl's funeral, okay? You're acting like you're about to pay for this girl's funeral. Teresa says, okay, thank you for raising the money, Mr. Jedediah. Can you give me the funds so I can lay my baby to rest? Nothing. Nothing. What did you do with the money, Jedediah? Where is it? What happened? Inquiring minds would like to know.
Oh, so you know me. I'm very much a person. I like to hear both perspectives before I make judgments. And unfortunately, because I heard both perspectives, there's a lot that went on with this case that really had me, even to this day, like recently to this day. Remember, I told you she just made a recent post or whatever, right? So to go into it after pretty much they found her body and they go through all the funeral arrangements and everything. She go ahead and she sues the hotel because it's a 5-star hotel. You tell me you couldn't find my daughter, all these cameras and stuff like that. So they sue her. They sued the hotel. They got a $10 million settlement out of it. I think it was $6 million. She came out of it with where she received $6 million. $10, a couple million went to the lawyer fees. A couple million went, who knows where. I forgot all the other places it went to. But because of it, it's just she had to sign an NDA, and I don't think she understood what came with the NDA. But it made her to look in a bad spot. Like when I first was watching, when I first was looking into all of the case and everything, it definitely highlighted her in a very bad spotlight because it looked like, oh, she just wanted the money to shut up, and now she getting back loud again. Again, I'm not saying like, oh, she getting back loud again, but I'm saying that's how it made it look.
Yeah.
Like because as
Yeah.
soon as it's 10 years down the road, now you talking about let's find justice for my daughter again. So yeah, that's what she came out with a recent post on Facebook. She was just talking about like trying to explain the situation of, oh yeah, like um they had me in an NDA that they pretty much don't want me to talk about my daughter's death, this, that, and the third. Like I was trusting people that I wasn't supposed to be trusting, or this, that, and the third. Um, but now I'm ready to bring the truth. I'm ready to da da da. I'm ready to. Why are you bringing it up 10 years later? Like, and hear me out. I I semi understand. It's just the fact of how you did this that makes it
How
look
you went about
so
it.
bad. How you went
I
about it
feel
makes
that.
it look so bad. And then
Hmm.
one of the activists, I don't know if it was the same activist as Jebediah Brown, but one of the activists pretty much commented under the post, I'm ready to go ahead and tell the truth in XYZ and talk about the bads like of what went down. However, are you prepared to tell the whole truth? So
Let's
there's
see. So,
more to it. Yeah, there's more to it that
so we
went
might end up
on.
having to do a part two later on and revisit
Yeah, we
this.
just might because the dust is not fully settled yet. She's trying to bring this dust back up,
Hmm.
but apparently, from the first time of all this going on, there was some stuff that I guess in the NDA that was trying to keep quiet and stuff like that. Not to feed into any of the conspiracy theories like, oh, she was harvested or oh, this, that, and the third. It's just a factor of what was it that what would prompt him to say that? You feel me? That's my thing. What would
Yeah.
prompt him to have to say, yeah, um, you better be ready to tell the whole truth for yourself too, if you gonna go ahead and bring this back up.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, spicy.
Just a little.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to circle back to that. I didn't know that. I hadn't gone that deep into it. I love the way that you always find like the current and I just lay down the timeline. I think
Yeah,
we got a good thing
we
going
got a
on.
good thing going. That's yeah, it's
Hell
teamwork.
yeah. And that's how we got on Spotify Rap, baby. But yeah, also the medication that she was on was a medication that can be used for bipolar depressive disorder. Also, it can be used to treat seizures. It can also be used to treat weight loss, um, like all kinds of stuff, like kind of within that realm. And I think that whenever the mom asked for the phone, you remember when the mom wouldn't turn over her phone?
Hmm.
I don't know if it was because she didn't want people to know her daughter was having mental health episodes or if there was something more on there that we didn't know and she wanted to
Nah,
preserve her daughter's memory as it
I'm
was.
I'm going now. I really feel like, and this is what caused her to walk off in the beginning. Remember when you said that she texted her sister and told her in the beginning, like, "Oh, there's way more people." Shawty was just she was an introvert. She had social
Hmm.
anxiety probably. So
Yeah.
with all this going on, she like let me leave. Whatever, like I'll put it like this: liquor is always gonna bring out your true self. Liquor is gonna
Ooh,
bring out that
oh.
true self. You feel me? So
Mhm.
when she just got overstimulated and she tried to leave, and I'm not saying that like her friends were lying or anything like XYZ, but think about this, right? How did they have the car keys? How did they have her phone? She didn't. I'm about to say, I feel like they were still at the party when she left. Like, I know they like, oh yeah, we were all trying to leave together, but she walked back in. It doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. It it's like I feel like everybody else was still having a good time, and she just her mom
Just
got
ready to
cancer.
go.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Like
she's probably
she
worried
just
about her mama, all kinds of stuff.
everything. She
She
just
probably
took her
wanted
mom
a
to
break.
treatment today. She wanted a break,
She went,
walked off.
yeah. And then unfortunately the worst happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is extremely unfortunate. But of course, we're going to keep monitoring the situation and really paying close attention in case anything comes out because I know the mom has been pretty vocal here as of late. And I wonder if any of those activists are going to do the same thing and come out with their own truths as well. So we'll definitely keep y'all abreast as long as as long as we're aware, you will also be aware. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that situation. Eddie, I don't know. Like what's next for next week?
I don't know. We gonna
You
find
know
another. We
what?
gonna
We're
find another
gonna
case.
hire Lynn. Lynn in Hawaii. She always has the cases. So we might need to bring her on board on the team. She
Okay.
has such a keen eye for finding these cases that I've never heard of, and I really like it. And me and her were just chit chatting the other day, and she's the one who was like, y'all remember Kenneka Jenkins? And I was like, yeah, I
Hmm.
do. And she was like, that was weird, right? I was like, it never sat right with me. And I know that we've gotten a lot of cases where people want us to kind of go back to like John Benet Ramsey and all of that stuff. Like we can do some of the classics, but I do want to get some of these newer cases out here because like I said, the whole point of true crime in the first place is to make sure we get these stories out there and these stories are told. You know the story of John Benet Ramsey. We'll revisit it and give us our own thoughts, but there's some of these that are like fresh off the press that we need to get off
And
first.
unfortunately, with this one, like my final speculation on this whole situation, um, the conspiracy theories that just kind of linger. Like, bro, when you, it's so sad that it's like looking through this case, or you try to look it up, you can find way more conspiracy theories than you can
Then you can't
actual
actual
facts.
facts.
What does that go
And
into? It goes into like I bring, especially since it's a closed case. If it's a closed case, then why isn't there more facts with the police department? I don't feel like they did a thorough investigation. Where the fingerprints? Why is there? You know what I'm saying? Anything like that? They
it was
didn't do
so
a
open and
fingerprints when
shut.
they. Hmm?
It was so open and shut.
Yes, they very quickly did it, and it was like, all right, cool. Y'all didn't try to. The mom requested y'all do fingerprints. Y'all didn't do fingerprints. Mom requested, all right. So like the surveillance, y'all barely want to do surveillance again and again and again. I'm seeing the constant reaction of like police doing lackluster jobs, and that probably could have saved lives. But here we are once again.
Here we are. You are absolutely right. Um, I don't really have a final thought on all of this. I think it's just extremely unfortunate no matter which way you spin it. I'm really interested and I'm just looking forward to the future to see what the activists have to say and also what her mom has to say. And then at that time, then I will give my final thoughts. But as of right now, my heart just really goes out to like poor Kenneka who just lost her life senselessly and her death was ruled accidental and we don't even know if that's true or not. Just because the autopsy didn't say so doesn't mean that there wasn't any type of foul play involved. So that's all.
That's my final thoughts on it too. Like
Well,
let justice reign if justice needs to come out. If there's more to it, I hope everything comes
it
out.
needs to come to the light. Amen.
Exactly.
Before we go, we do have a TikTok now. It is the same as our Instagram, true crime underscore OS, because you can't say bad words on the internet anymore.
Exactly.
So follow us on that. I've got a hilarious clip of Eddie on there right now. I'm going to post some more stuff from the last episode. And of course, there'll be some new ones from this episode. Again, email us at info@truecrimeandothershit.com. I think that's about all I got. If you guys have any suggestions, of course, we're always taking them. I check our DMs daily. So if you do have something to say it with your chest. Anything else, Eddie?
Nah, that's it. Y'all enjoy your week, and I want my pie. That's what I want. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You
I'm bringing it to the
really
internet. I'm
did
bringing
it.
it to the internet. Yes, I did.
I haven't been working like well, I was working from home like Monday, Tuesday, but I wasn't feeling my best.
And yet I'm pilot.
So I'm supposed to be on my deathbed making you a pie.
I'm not
Eddie, you're
saying
freaking
yes or no.
impossible.
I'm not saying yes or no. What I'm saying is I'm pilot.
You know what? Do you want a pie?
I would like a pie.
Then you better act like it.
Hey, yo, end it right now because you act like you don't know how to act. End it right now.
You know what? We're going to fight after this.